Originally, this next story was not in the show because it actually doesn't really fit in with the theme, but it's a story about Betty White. And Betty White is really hot right now, so I just had to include this story. And the story is entitled, Betty White Thinks I'm a Slob. I mentioned all these are true stories, right? You should always look nice when you leave the house. You never know who you might meet. I don't know where I first heard that. My mother never said that. My mother was no slave to fashion. She was a devotee of polyester. I love wash and wear. If the label said never needs ironing, my mother would buy one in every color. My mother bought all my clothes until my senior year in high school when I had my own job and was able to buy my own clothes. In the 8th grade, my mother bought me a purple velour miniskirt at the start of the school year. I loved this skirt, and miraculously it was in fashion, didn't look like it was selected from the bargain bin. Unfortunately, just as nothing rhymes with purple, nothing matches purple, except more purple. I solved this problem by always wearing a white shirt with my purple skirt. My mother noticed this. I came home from school one day and found a brand new purple print top sitting on the couch. My mother was very proud of herself. You can wear this with your purple skirt. So where I just had a purple skirt, I now had an ensemble. I didn't have an extensive wardrobe back in those days, but now I had 2 new outfits, the purple skirt and the white blouse, and the purple skirt and the purple print top. I had 2 out of 5 days covered in my school week of fashion. A few weeks go by, and I come home to find a purple paisley skirt left on the couch. My mother was very proud of her fashion coup yet again. It was on sale. You could wear it with your purple top. I was unfazed by the fact that the purple paisley skirt might not match the purple print top. But hell, they were both purple, and as far as I was concerned, I had another outfit. On my birthday, I came home from school and found a purple turtleneck sweater and purple knee socks. A fashion dream come true. I went from just a purple velour skirt, which I would wear with a white shirt, to a purple velour skirt that I could wear with my white shirt, or the purple sweater, or the purple print top, a purple paisley skirt, which I could wear with a white shirt, the purple sweater, and the purple print top, and I could switch off between purple and white knee socks. Yes, I had what could be best described as a wardrobe. An all-purple wardrobe. Enough purpley goodness to wear Monday through Friday. The kids started calling me Grape Girl, but I didn't care. 8th grade ended, and I said goodbye to my beloved purple wardrobe. I got taller and outgrew it, and I never again dressed in such delicious monochromicity. I was still a geek, however, and I dressed, well, like a geek. The governing rule of my wardrobe was, it has to be comfortable, not beauty knows no pain. I never quite knew how to dress. I was a pseudo-intellectual. Fashion was beneath me. I never wore what was a la mode because I didn't have the money to buy new clothes every time the styles changed. My clothes had to be timeless. Now, I didn't say stylish. I said timeless. And nothing says timeless like jeans, t-shirts, sweatpants, sweatshirts, and sneakers. I did not understand what looked good on me. In the 80s, I wore MC Hammer pants. What was I thinking? I really didn't know how to make outfits. What goes well with what, and I really didn't care. My shopping choices were usually governed by what was on sale. My complete disregard for my wardrobe did create awkward moments for me socially. No matter what the event, no matter how hard I would try to have the right outfit for the occasion, I would show up wearing the exact opposite of what everybody else was wearing. I was either overdressed or underdressed. There's nothing worse than getting the up-down glance when you walk into a room. Betty White would change all that. I love Betty White. I thought, boy, if I ever meet Betty White, I know she will like me and want to be my friend. And then I met Betty White. It happened on the night I went to the premiere screening of Chocolat at the Motion Picture Academy. And I get lots of movie screening passes, so I neglected to appreciate the note world premiere on the screening tickets. Premiere, schmeemiere. Most of the screenings I go to are pre-release. I didn't think premiere screening meant anything other than I was going to see the movie before anybody else. So on the day of that particular screening, I was having a bad day. One of those, nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I'm going to go out and eat worms kind of days. The kind of day that you're filled with such self-loathing that you barely want to get out of bed, let alone get dressed. The kind of day that grabbing your trusty sweatpants is good enough because you don't intend to talk with anybody, let alone meet anybody. The same sweatpants that have a little hole in the knee and paint stains because you wore them to paint your kitchen in the apartment you lived in 10 years ago. They still fit. The sweatpants that you decide to wear with the old t-shirt that you usually wore without a bra, the outfit that you have been known to sleep in or wear outside the house or whatever, with the sneakers that you took the shoelaces out of because you wanted the comfort of slip-ons, the outfit that you wear with your Buffalo Bills hooded sweatshirt, which you bought not because you give a shit about football, but because it was comfortable. Thus, I have described the outfit that I wore to the world premiere screening of Chocolat. The screening that, upon my arrival to the theater, I finally understood what the words world premiere on the ticket actually meant. Actually meant that this was the actual world premiere screening of Chocolat. World premiere as in red carpet, as in the red carpet is in front of the entrance to the Motion Picture Academy. The red carpet that everyone, including Juliette Binoche, Alfred Molina, Johnny Depp, Lena Olin, Judi Dench, and every other famous person in LA that day will walk down to get into the theater. The red carpet, which is the only entrance to the theater, the entrance that is lined with screaming fans, photographers, reporters with microphones. The very same reporters, screaming fans, and photographers poised at the ready who are audibly asking, is that anybody? When I walked down the carpet wearing 10-year-old paint-stained sweatpants and a Buffalo Bills hoodie. What are you wearing? Champion! But no microphone was thrust in my face, and no one took my picture, and no one asked for my autograph. I skulked into the theater, found a coveted spot on the aisle, sat down, and thumbed through the magazine I brought to read until the movie started. Being on the aisle, I expect people will need me to get up so they can get to their seat, but I never expected to be getting up to let Betty White pass by. Betty fucking White, who was there by herself, just like me, sitting next to me. I was meeting Betty White. We exchanged brief pleasantries. Oh, she was lovely. And then, I can't be sure, but I thought I noticed, she noticed, my paint stains and the small hole at the knee. I can't be sure, but I thought I noticed that she noticed I was wearing a sweatshirt for the most unpopular football team in the world. I can't be sure, but although I know the fabulous Betty White would never judge me, she might now be wishing she were sitting in the same row as Juliette Binoche, Alfred Molina, Johnny Depp, Lena Olin, and Judi Dench. After a few minutes of delicious proximity to Betty White, a young man swooped in, leaned over me as if I were invisible, and excitedly whooped and fawned over Betty White. How are you? You look wonderful. Are you here by yourself? Why don't you come over and join us? He was sent to rescue her. And in a brief flurry of excuse me's and enjoy the show as she was gone, I looked down at myself, and I knew that if I were dressed cute, Betty White would have stayed. Or better yet, asked me to join her. If I was dressed cute, Betty and I could be friends today. And that's when I decided I would never again leave the house unless I looked cute. Someone Betty White would be proud to sit next to in a movie theater. I might see Betty White again. And when I do, she'll be happy that I'm no longer a slob.